So one of the most common things that we hear from founders is, my campaigns are working, but I have to turn them off because the money doesn't come in until next month, and I've run out. They have the incredible team, the analytics, the amazing creatives, and the product that the market wants. But they just cannot find capital fast enough or scale the capital fast enough. And many of them think it's the financing problem. Well, that's only one half of it. Underneath is the ad infrastructure that actually enables you to spend it. My name is Alex, and I'm with Digital Eagle team. We serve more than 70 mobile studios, and we provide agency ad accounts across more than 30 platforms, and we also provide user acquisition financing. So, 4 things that I will cover today is how apps fund growth today. Is money the only thing that's stopping you from scaling? The cost of slow scaling. And 4, what the complete solution looks like. First, why do you need financing at all? Of course, you need to grow. But then, if you start spending today, the revenue doesn't come in until 4 or 12 months later. And the more you spend, the wider the gap between the two. So how do apps fund growth today? Here's the map. On the x-axis is you have how fast you can get the capital. On the y-axis is how well it fits ad spend. The first one is bootstrapped. Everybody knows this. You spend your own money. It's the safest way to scale, but it's the slowest. Because if your competitor comes in, they can just outspend you. Then you have bank loans. Well, it's cheap if you can get one, but banks often require an asset they can take as a collateral. We can say your equipment, your assets, personal guarantee, and that's a high risk for any founder. Also, banks don't really know the industry that well. So the paperwork might take weeks or months just to complete. Venture capital firms. Well, let's say you're raising 500,000 because you need to fund your product development, hire a new team, scale. Maybe that's an answer for you. But then they'll be taking, let's say, 20% of your company. But if you just need the money to spend on ads, this is probably the most expensive money that you will ever raise, because you're literally giving away control of your company just so you can spend on ads. Then we have the user acquisition financing, which is tailored towards ad spend. The first one is factoring. So this is the money on the revenue that you already made. Let's say Apple is holding 100,000 of your revenue and they will pay it out in 45 days. You go to a factoring provider and they give you 95,000 right now, and you promise to pay them back 5,000 when you get paid by Apple. It does help you to sort some of the financing issues, but it doesn't really help you to grow. Then you have the revenue-based financing. Let's say you get 100,000 to fund your ad spend, and you have to pay 110,000, and you will be paying as a percentage of your monthly revenue until you pay it back. And they give you as a multiple of your revenue. It does help you grow, but doesn't really help you get to the next stage of scale. And then there is structured credit lines. And this is something that we actually do at Digital Eagle. The money goes straight into your ad accounts. In this way, we know that you're actually spending on ads, which reduces risk on our side. It's a revolving credit line, which means if we give you 100,000 to spend every month, and you pay us back 50,000, that you can use that 50,000 again the same month. And that's actually a good point, because many banks, especially in the US, they don't allow you to spend your monthly limit, even if you pay it back. And then 2 important distinctions. You can see on the gray, you have to pay interest on the full amount. Let's say somebody gives you 500,000 to spend, and you only spend 100,000 this month, but you're still paying interest on the entire 500,000. Whereas at Digital Eagle, you only pay interest on the money that you actually spend. So if you spend 100,000 this month, you will only be paying credit on that amount. So here's the map. And many founders ask, what's the cheapest money that I can get today? Well, that's the wrong question. What you should be asking is, what money can I get today that's right for my organization and from the right provider? Because there are other people that are chasing the money, and you should maximize your odds of actually getting the capital by going to the right providers. That's why user acquisition financing industry was developed. But is the money the only thing stopping you from scaling? Let's say you have 100,000, you secured your funding, you're ready to scale. And you go to Meta, and on day 3, your bank freezes your corporate credit card because they think the daily charges look like a fraud. On day 8, some of your team members forget to top up their account, and it goes dark for 36 hours. So you lose some of the momentum and learning. And on day 12, let's say Meta restricts your ad account, and if you have only one ad account and you only use one platform, then your advertising might halt completely. And this is normal. Many teams face these challenges. The only question is whether it will stop your growth. That's why teams partner with infrastructure partners. This is what we do at Digital Eagle. We handle your payments for you, which means we set up one account and you fund us, and then we are the ones responsible for separating into different platforms, different campaigns, so you can focus your team on actually creating the creatives. And you can stop worrying about your credit card being canceled or you hitting a credit card limit. And your accounting team will thank you because you're getting one report already combined from all platforms into one, which also reduces the manual work. The next one is policies. We ensure to check every creative that you publish. So when it goes live, it reduces the chance of your ad account being restricted. And the next one is, obviously, if you face any problems, we'll be solving it quite fast. It's a full-time job, and it's the one we do. The cost of slow scaling. Many of you know that financing is an issue, but some of you don't, because you haven't actually calculated what would have happened if I start spending more capital today on my ads. Here's an example. We had a client that came to us, and their projected revenue over 3 years was the bars in black. They were hoping to make 600,000 in 2023, 1.2 million in year 2, and 2 million in year 3. We sat down with them, we understood their growth plans, and we came up with a solution and said, look, there's a real opportunity here, and as you can see, their growth has been incredible. And they made 14 million in year 3. Because sometimes you need someone to guide you through the understanding of what you could have achieved if you started scaling earlier. And it makes sense because platforms reward scale. You spend more, it gives you better placement, you get more data, you get sharper testing, which feeds into spending more again. Each advantage feeds into the next one. And this is a common saying, cheap money in 6 months is often more expensive than expensive money in 6 days. Because some of you might be thinking, oh, this is not the right time for us to scale. I might wait. Maybe I will bootstrap, or maybe try to get a loan from the bank in 5 or 6 months. Well, platforms and growth, they reward speed, but they punish waiting. There's another example of a client who actually raised 750,000 from an investor. And they came to us and said, look, we need to grow, we want to raise another round. And I said, of course. They took a credit line, they grew their revenue, they hired and expanded their team, they built out their product, and 6 months later, they're raising 1.2 million at a 20 million euro valuation. So you can see there are many applications and many success stories. So what the complete solution looks like? Well, it's pretty simple. It's both halves in one place. It's the financing and the infrastructure, the accounts, the platforms, the payments. And this is what we do at Digital Eagle. We provide you with the financing. We take care of the infrastructure so you can focus on scaling. But again, every company is different, and there is no right solution for everyone. So please talk to us, and we will make sure to find the right solution for you. And if you had to remember one thing from this presentation is, don't be the team that has to turn off their campaigns. Sort out your funding, sort out your infrastructure, and be the most prepared team in the room when you're ready to scale. Please find us at our stand. You can scan our QR code to fill in the UA funding form. And of course, we're giving a giveaway at a stand too. So please come find us after. Thank you.